Hi, I'm Johnny with Little Tate's Cupcakes. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's race on the Turn 3 Network. Little Tate's Cupcakes is a bakery based out of Owensboro, Kentucky. We specialize in cookies, cakesicles, cakes, and cupcakes for every occasion. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for more of our work and for daily specials. Go number 5.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Race Network. On tap tonight, championship action for you here from ISM Raceway. It's the Arizona 156 here tonight in the Mug Root Beer Championship night here in Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. Man, oh man, it's been one heck of a season number 2 for all of these drivers out there, and we've got a pretty close battle for your championship. It's gonna all unfold before our eyes tonight here on this 1 mile track. Your points coming in to tonight's race look a little something like this right here. The 80 of Brian Littleton sitting on top of your points standings coming into tonight's race, 17 points in front of that 46 of David Bradford. Bradford gonna have to have a great race, maybe a race win. Littleton gonna have to have some trouble to keep him out of raising the championship trophy at the end of this. Mark Truxell, Colt Ansley right there. There you see a very close battle between 3rd and 4th, so very close points battle. We're going to keep our eye on that one. Case and Plot, Jeff Napier, also another close battle. There you see Chris Mathis, Alan Dufries, both of those drivers with another close battle. So a lot of different spots up for grabs still here as we enter tonight's championship race here at ISM Raceway, the Mug Root Beer Championship night. It's the Arizona 156 here live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you for joining myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, here in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth. Glad each and every one of you could join us here tonight And glad you could join us each and every time that you do here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing Network headquarters. We do appreciate you each and every time you stop by. Gonna be a great race here tonight under the lights at ISM Raceway. This track gonna put on a heck of a show for a championship race. Keep in mind, years ago, there for NASCAR, Phoenix was actually the championship track there for a number of years. So good to see the Superior Class Auto Racing admins, officials, and league owners bringing a little bit of old school history back here to the Superior Class Auto Racing no chase this year, as well as just your standard point system, and throwing the championship race back here to Phoenix. I applaud them 100%. It looks like right now with Happy Hour closing out, Will Jones will top out the speed charts as everything resets itself, redynamic weather and all that. Good old technological, you know what I meant. 5 minutes of qualifying underway. Now looks like the 40 of Jeff Napier out there on track. So I tell you what, let's go down there, join him trackside, take a couple laps around the track here with Jeff Napier as he's on his qualifying laps. Looks like Will Jones out there as well as Thomas McMullen. Chris Mathis also taking his 18 Ford Mustang out on track. The 7-Up machine looking nice and clean out there tonight. Alan Dufries getting to his car. David Bradford, the 46, also getting to his car. You're going to wait for Napier to cross the line. He's going to be one of the first drivers to cross the line and put down a time lap. There you go. He's on the speed charts now, top of the board as they sit right now. And it looks like we've got a little bit of a scoring issue, so we're going to take care of that as Napier pounds the wall a little bit coming out of turn number 2. Well, looks like there you go. Everything sorted out. Now Chris Mathis on top of your speed charts. Will Jones sitting right there in second. It looks like David Bradford out on his qualifying laps, as well as Hayes Booth. So I tell you what, let's join one of your championship contenders, David Bradford, as he's on his second time lap now. Slotted in third time on the speed charts for him, and it looks like he's actually going to shut it down. So Bradford going to keep third and be happy with it. Looks like Hayes Booth still out there on track in his number 2 machine. We've still got quite a few drivers yet to get out there for qualifying. At least half of the field still yet to qualify. Colt Ansley now out there on track. Fred Strawwich also on track. The 2 of Hayes Booth comes off of the corner back to take his second time lap. Where's he going to slot in? We'll look at the time right here. There you see, last time lap, 26:75. Fastest time on the speed charts right now is at 26:75. So very close there for Booth, but just not enough to take that top spot away from Chris Mathis. Booth coming around to take his final timed lap. Where's he going to shake out? Can he improve? Improves just a little bit, but not enough to get that top spot away. 26:66 being set by Chris Mathis right now. We'll take a look back as Scott Warren begins his time lapse, as we've only got about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Looks like Scott going to be one of the final drivers to put down his qualifying time. Strawwich good enough for 5th right now on the speed charts. He's going to be backing it down, bringing it to pit road. First time lap in the books for Scott Warren. He goes 4th on the speed chart. What can he do with it here on this second time lap? Right at about 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining here in qualifying. We'll continue to watch Scott Warren complete his second time lap. Then we'll take a quick commercial break, head down trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back here in just a moment for all your green flag racing action live here from ISM Raceway. And it looks like all the drivers have completed their qualifying attempts. So with that being said, we're going to step away from the track for just a brief second. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Back trackside as the cars begin to roll off pit lane. We'll make sure we're not going to go green flag racing this time, but I don't believe those pace car lights are out just yet. We'll just double check. Actually, they are, so it looks like Chris Mathis ready to fire things off here tonight for the first time from ISM Raceway. Green flag in the air here tonight for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. It's the Mug Root Beer Championship night. Mathis down into turn one. He leads Hayes Booth. David Bradford in the 46 right there in third. Scott Warren in fourth. Fred Strawwich right there running inside your top five. Back off of turn four for the first time. Chris Mathis going to lead the field back around. Going to take the first lap led, and it looks like most of the field already comfortable with single file. We'll take a little bit bigger, a little bit broader look at the track, and there you see a lot of distance between a lot of these cars already. Looks like these drivers are ready to just log some laps, get some laps in their pocket, maybe get some tire wear information for some of their crew chiefs, because tires are going to be at a premium here tonight at ISM Raceway. The 18 of Chris Mathis continues to lead the field off of turn number 3, back down across the stripe, down into turn number 1. Hayes Booth still right there in second. He's just about a half a second off of your race leader. Sitting in the second position, David Bradford sitting in third. Scott Warren still in fourth. Fred Strawrich right there rounding out your top 5. Jeff Napier, Colt Ansley, Brian Littleton, Thomas McMullen, and Brian Mescal Jr. round out your top 10. Front of the field beginning to stretch themselves out from the rest of the pack right now. Your top 5 all still within right about a second and a half of each other, but then a big gap back to Jeff Napier as well as back to Colt Ansley. And that's where a little bit of this battle's going on back here. Thomas McMullen, Mikey Yellow Jr., Brian Mescal Jr., Mark Truxell, all entangled in a battle back here. That's from about 9th all the way to 12th right here. This 4-car battle on track is up at the front of the field. Nothing going on with the race leader. Chris Mathis continues to have a pretty good cushion over your second place runner, Hayes Booth. Ooh, big moment there for Thomas McMullen. He's going to cut that 0-2 right down in line, right in front of the 5 of Truxell. Everybody continuing to play nice so far here tonight at ISM Raceway in the Arizona 156. Here in the Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. It's the championship night here in Superior Class Auto Racing. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Mug Root Beer Championship night. Championship will be decided here at ISM Raceway Phoenix. A great place to have a great finish, a great championship race. Now Mikey Yellow Jr. looking to go to the outside of Brian Mescal Jr. Not going to be able to make that pass just yet. Sets it up. Oh! Spins. Oh, he catches it. Ooh, big time moment there for for Mikey Yellow Jr. Sorry, in the 74. That 74 was sideways there. Was able to keep the car underneath him and headed in the right direction. As we check in back up at the front of the field, there you see the gap between your race leader and second place runner, Hayes Booth. David Bradford has slowly walked down the 2 machine of Hayes Booth. But Bradford still has a pretty long way to go to get up there and challenge for the race lead. Right now, Chris Mathis doing all he can to improve his chances at moving up through the point standings here towards the end of this season. Tonight, the final race. And it looks like Mathis, he's trying to pick up a few spots if he can. Looks like he came into tonight's race running in the, or sitting, I should say, in the ninth position in the point standings. He can gain a few points on the drivers around him and walk his way up the points ladder just a little bit further. But gonna be a long shot for anybody else besides the 46 of David Bradford running right here behind that 2 of Hayes Booth. Bradford is pretty much the only driver that has a shot to steal the championship away from Brian Littleton, driver of the 80 machine. He stepped onto the scene this season and has had a very, very consistent year, not visiting victory lane all season long, but yet finds himself coming into tonight's championship race 17 points ahead of this 40 of David Bradford. Bradford's got his Dr. Pepper Ford Mustang dialed up and inside the podium position, so Bradford doing everything that he can on his side. to try to go out there and snatch a championship. Can he repeat, walk away with yet another? We'll have to wait and see. Still a very long race to go as we work our way around the track here on lap number 13 out of 156 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Going to go a little bit further back through the field because we do have some battles beginning to shape up. There you see the 40 of Jeff Napier, the 86 of Colt Ansley. These two drivers battling it out. That's for the 6th and 7th position on track. Right now, Ansley, he had that 6th spot. Napier able to grab it away. Now Ansley trying to go back, grab that spot back away just behind them. The 80 of Brian Littleton kind of just hanging out, buying some time, just trying to get through tonight's race without any horrible big-time setbacks. Nothing much going on at the front of the field. Looks like Chris Mathis continues to lead by just about a 2-second gap now. Hayes Booth still has David Bradford closing in on him, so nothing changing there. Scott Warren still in fourth. Fred Strowich still running in that final top 5 position. Colt Ansley still battling right here on screen with the 40 of Jeff Napier. Ansley going to the outside, making the outside lane work. Grabs that spot away. So Ansley grabs that spot away with a great move, a great pass on that 40 machine of Jeff Napier. Napier trying to get his red dot storage Toyota Camry back up inside the top 5. Brian Littleton right here now ready to pounce, try to give himself a little bit more cushion as the night wears on. We continue around the racetrack, green flag race conditions, as we are on lap number 18 now out of 156 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Do keep in mind we do have green-white checkered attempts here in Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. And there you see Jeff Napier utilizing a very unique feature here at ISM Raceway. You can really cut that dog leg area since it's been paved over, and you can really utilize it to your advantage, cutting the course, so to speak. You gain a lot of time, but you have to be very careful because it gives you a very awkward entry into turn 3. So you got to be careful about how much you're cutting it and where you're coming back up on track, things of that nature. And sometimes you can actually end up hurting yourself in the car more than it's actually helping. As we continue to watch Jeff Napier, he slides back another spot, now running in the 8th position. So Brian Littleton able to make that pass. He sets his sights in on Colt Ansley. A little further back through the field, we'll join this battle going on, side-by-side race battle. The 83 of Jason Spear trying to take that spot away from the 02 of Thomas McMullen. Looks like McMullen's going to yield that spot. No longer really a battle underway here. So we'll go back, we'll see what we got going on, and it looks like that one of your closest battles on track, back up there with Brian Littleton and Jeff Napier. These two drivers just don't seem to be able to get away from each other. They're right about the same distance and time between them as what we're watching on screen right here. Yeah, there you see off in the foreground, just in front of this 83 of Jason Spear on screen, the 5 of Mark Truxell. He makes his way off of turn 3 back across the stripe to begin lap 22. So Truxell with a good season, but just not panning out there with a few bad races. Unfortunately put that 5 behind the 8 ball a little bit. Did a great job at coming back up through the point standings, coming into tonight's race, sitting in the 3rd position. So a great job there by Truxell, and he finds himself actually in a very close battle. Excuse me. In a very close battle with the 86 of Colt Ansley for that 3rd and 4th position. Only about 3 or 4 points separate those two drivers coming into tonight's race. So we're going to have to keep our eye on Colt Ansley as well as Mark Truxell throughout the rest of tonight's race. Going to go back and check with our race leader, and there he is, man, in his own world, his own zip code. Right now, Chris Mathis enjoys almost a 3-second lead over the driver running in the second position right now. There you see it, Hayes Booth sitting in the second spot. Not really in danger anymore. Looks like he's begun to drive away from Bradford, who was just behind him. David Bradford, there you see him right here, running in the third position. Bradford coming into tonight's race 17 points behind your championship points leader. And Bradford's doing all that he can to try to get that championship back home with him. Go home with back-to-back championships here. Walking away with the championship in season number 1, now trying to claim a second one here in season number 2. But Bradford has got a tall task in front of him. He's got about close to 4.5 seconds to make up to get into that top spot, and then he's going to have to hope that Brian Littleton has a little bit of trouble here tonight as well. Just behind Bradford, you can find the 07 of Scott Warren. Warren, last few laps, he's slowly been closing in on Bradford. Last time by, he's about a tenth faster than Bradford that last time by. So again, continuing that trend, and that 17 he's closing in, man. I'm telling you what. Just behind Warren, you will find Fred Strawwich, man. He's got one of the most colorful cars out there on track here tonight at ISM Raceway, running last driver inside the top 5. 27 machine looking good out there tonight. So great run. He's got his Ford Mustang dialed up, ready to go. Body armor on the side of that Ford Mustang, so things looking well right now for Fred Strawwich. Going to continue our way through the field as we work our way around the track on lap 29. Back here now with the 6th place runner, the 86 of Colt Ansley. He's up 3 positions from where he started. Trying to get up there and see if he can't find a way inside the top 5. And if he's not careful, he's going to be going the opposite direction, because right behind Colt Ansley running in the 7th position is your championship points leader coming into tonight's race. Driver out of Pennsylvania, Brian Littleton. Man, I tell you what, Dirty Air Racing doing a great job getting Brian Littleton into the position he's in coming into tonight's race. Just has to have a nice smooth night, and he should be able to capture the championship. But it's racing, and it's never over till it's over. Right behind Brian Littleton, you'll find Dirty Air Racing teammate Brian Mescal Jr. in the 33 machine. That Dirty Mo Chevy Z01 Camaro coming off of turn number 3 back across the stripe. He's improved about 4 spots from where he started tonight. So Brian Mescal Jr. heading in the right direction. Back here in the 9th position, you can find the 40 of Jeff Napier. And I tell you what, it's about to be very highly contested here for the 9th and 10th positions, because we've got Jeff Napier right here highlighted on screen just behind him. Here you can find the 5 of Mark Truxell. He's got his Little Tate's Cupcakes Chevy Z01 Camaro dialed in, sitting inside the top 10. And just behind him, he's got to deal with that 83 of Jason Spear. Jason Spear trying to make his way inside the top 10. He has been trading laps there the past few laps. Oh, big moment there for, I believe that was Jeff Napier, the 40 of Napier, having a big time moment there. Yeah, big time moment there for the 40 of Jeff Napier. Not quite sure what happened with him, but he had a big time slide off of the track and had to come back up. Gave up quite a few positions, now running back in the 11th position. Meanwhile, back up at the front of the field, continuing to stretch the lead, continuing to stretch that gap. This 18 of Chris Mathis enjoys right at about a 4-second gap over his closest competition. There you see him just now crossing the start-finish line. Hayes Booth. Hayes Booth has David Bradford just about 1.5 seconds behind him. So quite some big gaps up here at the front of the field. Gonna go back here once again as we watch this battle unfold. This is one of your closest battles on track, as we've got another battle. Brian Mescal Jr. battling with Fred Strawwich just behind these two drivers. There you see him battling just behind him in the background. Colt Ansley continue to try to keep that top 5 spot away from Brian Littleton. Littleton trying to go up there and snatch it away. And Brian Mescal Jr. trying to snatch that 7th spot away from Strawwich as well. Littleton continues to run in the tire tracks of that 86 of Colt Ansley, and oh my goodness, I think Fred Strawwich. Oh Lord, don't shoot me. Fred Strawwich with a moment, with an incident. He goes around, caution comes out. We'll take a look back here, see if we can't see. Looks like he had a little bit of contact there with Brian Mescal Jr. We'll see if we can't get another look. We actually catch it a little bit late there, so tell you what, let's looks like we catch it a little bit late, maybe coming off of the corner, getting a little bit loose and into the side of the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. He gets it corrected. No harm, no foul. Everybody else is cleaning away, so we'll jump back up front live once again with your race leader, Chris Mathis, as he catches up to the back of that Ford Mustang pace car. So right at about 40 laps on this green flag stint, this opening run here at ISM Raceway for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. And it looks like the entire field's gonna come to pit road this time. 40 laps, just too long to stay out there without trying to come down and get some fresh tires. So I tell you what, while these drivers get some service on pit road, we're gonna step away, pay a few bills. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Johnny with Little Tate's Cupcakes. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's race on the Turn 3 Network. Little Tate's Cupcakes is a bakery based out of Owensboro, Kentucky. We specialize in cookies, cakesicles, cakes, and cupcakes for every occasion. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for more of our work and for daily specials. Go number 5.
back track side as the field continues around under caution. Pace car lights will go out this time by. Field will receive the one to go. Chris Mathis on and off pit road with the lead still in hand. Hayes Booth sitting right there in second, and Bradford with a bit of a moment there on pit road in his pit box for quite a while, so maybe a little bit of damage on that 46 of Bradford. Very long pit stop for that 46, and he's going to line up tail end of the field. Shotgun Sally, if you will. So Bradford has an uphill battle on his hands for sure if he's going to want to try to repeat as a back-to-back champion. Field begins to get double file, working their way through the dog leg section. Excuse me, dog leg section of the track. Mathis looking pretty good out there in that new paint scheme, man. I dig it. I'm liking it. Pace car down on the way. Field in the hands of the 18 of Chris Mathis. Mathis gonna hit the gas and green flag will fly. Once again, here from ISM Raceway, Mathis on the gas. Back up to the top of the track, now down to the bottom. Well and clear of the entire field as we've got a little bit of a scrum back here. Second, third, fourth. Hayes Booth, Colt Ansley, Jeff Napier, Mark Truxell. They're all battling right now for position side by side. Napier and Truxell working their way through turn number 3. Close off of 3. Whoo, Napier almost sideways now. 3 wide heading down into turn number 1. They're going to have to sort that out. They get it all sorted out. Truxell goes through. Brian Littleton goes through. Now Mikey Yellow Jr. looking to go through on the bottom. He's trying to make the pass on Thomas McMullen. McMullen right there in that 0-2, running just above the low line. I don't want to call it the middle lane right there. Oh, big time moment right in front of the field. Oh my goodness. Hard impact. Oh my gosh. Colt Ansley, I believe, has just been absolutely destroyed. Ansley trying to save it sideways in the track. Oh, in the 83 of Jason Spear, nowhere to go. Spear gets involved. Oh my goodness. A lot of drivers torn up in this one. Oh my goodness. Colt Ansley involved, Fred Strawwich involved. It looks like the 27 was also involved. A few other drivers also caught up in this one. The 83 of Jason Spear involved. My goodness, tough break for a lot of drivers out there right now. And there you see all the carnage and damage on that 83. No front clip on his Chevy Z01 Camaro. And, well, the only way I know that is because of the bow tie on the air filter. I don't know, somebody's out there watching, trying to see if there really is a bow tie symbol on the air filter. I have no clue. I just figured it would sound good. A lot of takers onto pit road, even though we didn't have a lot of green flag laps. They're going to come down to get some more service on their machines. See if they can't make a few more adjustments, get it dialed in a little bit better. Mark Truxell in the 5s going to assume the race lead. Mikey Yellow Jr. in the 74 going to start just to his outside. Jeff Napier right there in the 40 machine. He will line up in the 3rd position. Looks like Chris Mathis wins the race off of pit road, followed by Brian Littleton, Alan Dufries, David Bradford, Thomas McMullen, Brian Mescal Jr., and Hayes Booth will round out your top 10. Drivers racing off a pit road to catch back up to the tail end of the field. We should receive the one to go this time by Oh, and it looks like now Mikey Yellow Jr. going to come to pit road, so that's going to leave Mark Truxell out there all alone on older tires. Not much older tires, only about 8 laps tire difference. Truxell on the pit road on lap 38. Mathis with the fresh tires coming down onto pit road just 3 laps ago when the caution came out. So not a huge discrepancy in the tires, but 8 laps is a lot of laps at ISM Raceway. And we've got ourselves a battle right here just behind your front line, your front row here for this restart. Brian Littleton, Alan Dufries, David Bradford, Thomas McMullen, all right there with each other. And how about the top 2 in the points coming into tonight's race? The top 2 drivers vying for that championship going to be lined up nose to tail, second and third row inside lane. So watch for that. Watch for maybe a little extra nudge, possibly. Maybe a little brake check. You never quite know what games could be played. Field crossing the line to begin lap number 50 here tonight at ISM Raceway for the Arizona 156, the championship race here for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. Field gets side by side, making their way around the dog leg. The Mug Root Beer Championship night about a third of the way in the books, and we are ready to go back. Green flag racing this time around. Field begins to close the gaps between the cars around them. Pace car is now off. Truxell brings the field to the restart box, waiting for it, on the gas. Green flag flies. Here at ISM Raceway, Truxell off with a good start. Mathis holding strong on the outside. Brian Littleton right there still in that third position. As up the track goes that 71 of Alan Dufries. They fan out. Coming through the dog leg, here comes Bradford in his 46 machine, Dr. Pepper machine right there on the bottom lane getting, big moment, big wiggle by the 80 of Littleton. Oh my goodness. Caution comes out, no contact for anybody else. I don't believe anybody else involved here. May have been a single car spin, and Brian Littleton, man, he probably just seen his championship flash before his eyes. Little bit of a wiggle there, and 3 tries to catch it and just cannot. Oh my goodness, and oh boy. Oh man, who was that? Who was that? Because whoever it was, man, oh man, they did a fantastic job, and I believe that was Mickey Spear, the 23 of Mickey Spear, on the binders in his Ford Mustang, and got it slowed down, got it wound up, no contact. So a great job there by that 23. Mickey Spear doing a good job avoiding any incident in contact there under that latest caution. Check back in at the front, as we do have a lot of drivers on the pit road. We still have a lot of drivers out there on track. Your top 10 all staying out on track this time by Chris Mathis, Mark Truxell, Alan Dufries, David Bradford, Thomas McMullen, Brian Mescal Jr., Colt Ansley, Hayes Booth, Mickey Spear, and Mikey Yellow Jr. round out your top 10. And as we find ourselves under this latest caution, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Backside pace car away. Mathis on the gas. Green flag flies. Once again here at ISM Raceway, Chris Mathis followed by the 46 of David Bradford gets a great jump. Gonna take that second spot away from Mark Truxell. Now Bradford will see if he can't go up there, battle and snatch that top spot away from Chris Mathis. Mathis has pretty much led the entire race here tonight with no real competition to speak of. Now he's got the 46 of Bradford right there, side by side. Once again down into turn number one. The 46 trying to take the race lead down there on the inside. Mathis hanging tough on the outside, gets the run off of two. Mathis hanging tough on that outside lane, getting the job done. And he now opens up a 3/10 of a second race lead over Bradford. Truxell still right there running in the third position, still on a much older tires than the drivers around him. So Truxell sitting with an extra set of tires, and that could come into effect a little bit later. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that Truxell has been to pit road only one time. Everybody else here tonight has been to pit road at least 2, some 3 and 4 times out here tonight at ISM Raceway. So just keep in mind, Truxell keeping an extra set back there in the pits. We may see them pulled out a little bit later in the race should we get a late race caution or a possible setup for a green-white checkered. Truxell looks like he will have the tires to use to his advantage. Just a handful of laps away from the halfway point here tonight in the Arizona 156, the Mug Root Beer Championship night. And man, I tell you what, it hasn't disappointed yet. Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. It's the championship race, the season finale here in season number 2. Chris Mathis continues to lead the field. David Bradford tried his best on this latest restart to snatch that race lead away. Wasn't able to do it. Now Mathis slowly begins to drive away, and there's not much that Bradford can do about it. Looking out of his windshield, that 18's getting a little bit smaller and smaller each passing lap. And I tell you what, I really want to go back here and highlight this man right here, driver of that 5 machine, Mark Truxell. He is doing an outstanding job on the fuel and tires that he has got. Came to pit road last time he came to pit road was lap 38, so very old tires for Mark Truxell, and he is maintaining a great race pace as well as a great position, still running inside the podium spots in that third and final podium position. Pit strategy, Stanton tires look a little bit something like this. There you see Truxell been out there already for upwards of 25 laps on his tires. Everybody around him right around the 17 lap. Scott Bourne a little bit fresher tires as he came to pit road under our latest caution. So fuel strategy, tire strategy mixed up all throughout the field here tonight from ISM Raceway here in Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Do want to take a moment while we've got some time as we continue to watch this battle for third and fourth between Mark Truxell and Alan Dufries. Dufries not quite there just yet, giving Truxell a look here and there, but not quite making that move happen just yet. But as I was saying, as we've got some time on our hands, do want to thank each and every one of you joining us here tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the cave in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing Network headquarters, we do appreciate you each and every time you come out and join us. All the fans, friends, and family that come out and support your favorite teams, your favorite drivers. You may even get on here and root for somebody that isn't quite your dad, and that's okay. It's all right, because nobody roots for me. Just saying. Mark Truxell looks like he's got those old tires heated back up. Looks like they're headed back in the right direction, slowly starting to pull back away from that 71 of Alan Dufries. So Truxell showing the field that you don't necessarily have to have the freshest tires to find yourself in a good position. Just behind this very close battle for the third and fourth spot, we're going to take a look now at a battle for the fifth and sixth spot. That's Thomas McMullen and Hayes Booth. These two drivers battling for that fifth and sixth position on track right now. Just behind them, the 86 of Colt Ansley battling with Scott Warren, Brian Littleton, Mikey Yellow Jr., and Brian Mescal Jr. all right there with each other as well. Less than 10 laps to go to the halfway point here tonight in the Arizona 156. These drivers making their way around the track. 156 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance. That is 156 miles being driven by these superior class auto racing drivers. And I tell you what, it's quite a... You wouldn't think that 156 miles is a very long race, a very hard race. But if you've never been in a car on this track, this is one of the tracks that, well, one of my good buddies, and actually somebody checking in over there on the YouTube side of things on the chat, one of my good buddies, Roy Hyde, likes to say is just bulldoze it or fill it with water. He likes to say that about Martinsville and a few other tracks, and this is one of them for me. I despise this place. It is not good for me, but I'm not the one running for a championship here, so that really doesn't matter. Speaking of running for a championship, let's check in with our championship contenders. Here we see the 46 of David Bradford making his way around the track. And my goodness, we cannot even see that 18 of Chris Mathis nor the 5 of Mark Truxell. There you see Truxell off in the distance, way out there in the distance. There you see him, Chris Mathis, still your race leader. So Bradford kind of in no man's land right here, running in the second position. And he's going to have to win tonight's race if he's going to want a shot at winning this championship when it's all said and done. But I mean, Bradford's doing everything that he can. Just one more spot to go. Brian Littleton, your points leader coming into tonight's championship race, back here running in the 8th position. He's got drivers in front of him, one driver behind him. Thomas McMullen, Colt Ansley right there in front of him. He's got Scott Warren just behind him. And Littleton doing exactly what he needs to do, just have another good, solid, clean race here in season number 2, and that has kind of been his moniker all season long. Littleton not visiting victory lane at all so far here in season number 2 for Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer, but yet Littleton finds himself with a 17-point advantage coming into tonight's race. So he pretty much just has to bring this thing on home at the end. And there's not much anybody's going to be able to do about it. It's going to take a big-time mistake out on his part, be out of the race, and then also David Bradford, man, he's going to have to put that thing in victory lane. Otherwise, I think his shots mathematically at taking the championship out of the hands of Brian Littleton are stretched, to say the least. Back at the front, it looks like we're going to have a battle starting to unfold between Mark Truxell and Alan Dufries. And look right here, Hayes Booth, he's starting to join this battle. So we should have a 3-car battle here in the next handful of laps between Truxell, Dufries, and Booth as the field continues to work their way around the track under green flag racing conditions. Lap 78 out of 156 in tonight's official race distance. Mark Truxell trying to keep that 3rd spot away from Alan Dufries. Hayes Booth right there trying to take that spot as well. And then it is just a gaggle of cars behind them. Brian Littleton, Colt Ansley, Thomas McMullen, Scott Warren, those 3-4 drivers all entangled in their own little battle. Mikey Yellow Jr., Brian Mescal Jr. right there behind them. Back at the front, your race leader, nothing in front, nothing behind, just what Chris Mathis wants to see. Man, I tell you what, it is on the side of that car. It says it's Miller time. Whoa, big slide there for your race leader, Chris Mathis. And I can't really tell with the camera shots right now, but I believe it says it's Miller time, or it may just say it's Mathis time. I believe it does say Miller time, but either way, Mathis having his way with not just the track but the competition out here tonight at ISM Raceway. He enjoys a 4.7 second race lead, now almost right there knocking on the door of a 5-second race lead here on this long green flag stint. David Bradford back here running in the second position. Mark Truxell just behind him in third. Truxell sitting about 2 seconds off of Bradford. There you seen Bradford go by just off in the foreground. And man, I tell you what, this battle is not going away, but Brian Littleton, he has stepped away from Colt Ansley and Scott Warren. Thomas McMullen also involved in that battle, so Brian Littleton making his way up through the field once again. And can he track down these drivers battling in front of him for third, fourth, and fifth? We'll wait and see how it all unfolds here in the next few laps as we work our way around this 1 mile oval track here at Phoenix, Arizona. ISM Raceway, the Mug Root Beer Championship night here for the Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. Gonna cross the line this time by lap 84 out of 156 underway here tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network. Inside lane, that's gonna put Booth to the third spot, move Truxell back to fourth. Now Truxell gonna have to defend once again from that 71 of Alan Dufries. And looking through the timing and scoring and pit lane charts, things of that nature, looks like Case Booth has about 8 lap fresher tires on Truxell. So Booth finally being able to use those fresher tires to his advantage as Truxell looks to take the spot back, utilizing that mid to high lane through that corner. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all right here lined up with each other. All have about 0.2 of a second between each other. So not going anywhere, not being able to get away. None of these drivers able to shake their tail, if you would. And Brian Littleton, he's going to be breathing down the neck of Alan Dufries here in the next lap or two as Mark Truxell, he's slowly now losing a little bit of distance in time to that two of Hayes Booth. Booth, that last lap, about 0.2 of a second faster than Mark Truxell. Truxell, a little bit off of the pace, not the slowest driver out there on track, but so showing some really good speed on some really old tires. Gonna go back to the fuel strategy, pit strategy, if you will, one more time. Give you another look at this demographic right there. There you see it. 49 laps on the fuel and tires for Mark Truxell as he continues to race out there on track at here at ISM Raceway. Gonna stay out on track one more lap, at least another lap. And man, I tell you what, he has done a fantastic job keeping that number 5 machine up there inside the podium spots for so long now, running in the 4th position and continuing to put down laps pretty comparative to your race leader, actually faster lap times than the driver running in 2nd, David Bradford. So Truxell doing what he's got to do, man, maintaining the grip on them tires. I am not sure how, but he is doing it. This is your closest battle on track right now. Mark Truxell trying to keep that 4th position away from Alan Dufries. Dufries under fire from Littleton. Littleton has made a pass and trying to walk away from that 86 of Colt Ansley, who's got Scott Warren right on his trail. Thomas McMullen still right there, not out of it. That 0-2 just a little bit off of pace, but he could find himself up there if this pack gets to racing with each other for too long. May slow him down just enough to allow McMullen to get up there and race his way back inside the top 5 if he can get there. I mean, but there again, it's one thing to get there, it's another to pass them. Long green flag run underway here on Turn 3 Racing Network for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. We're watching the battle between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th position. Mark Truxell, Alan Dufries, Brian Littleton, Colt Ansley, all battling on track right now as we work our way around this 1 mile D-shape oval. We will begin lap number 93 out of the 156 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. We've had I believe just 2 cautions so far out. Oh, I apologize. We've had 3 caution flags here tonight at ISM Raceway, bringing the race to a crawl for just a brief moment. But these drivers have wasted no time since the drop of the green flag, since the drop of the restart, getting it when they can, and now getting another position. That 80 of Brian Littleton moves himself into the 5 spot. Now he's going to set his sights on the back of that 5 of Mark Truxell. See if he can't go up there and snatch that 4th spot away and close in on Hayes Booth, David Bradford, and Chris Mathis. Gonna go back up front, check in with your race leader, Chris Mathis. Still nobody around him, and he is enjoying. My goodness, I don't know if I've seen a race lead this big in a very long time. 7.48. Now make it 7.5 seconds in front of David Bradford. So Chris Mathis is I don't want to say in cruise control mode, but if he wanted to go in cruise control mode, he could pretty much do so. Just maintain the gap. I mean, he's got a lot of time that he could give up, but it's not in any racer's nature just to kind of calm down to that point, if you will. He's going to continue to pick him up, lay him down. Last time by 28:37, one of the fastest drivers on track that last time by, as a matter of fact, was the fastest driver on track by 0.05 of a second. So Mathis not letting up, not letting his competition off the hook at all. Taking a look here with the 46 of David Bradford running in the 2nd position in Hayes Booth. Booth has slowly been reeling Bradford in over the course of the last 5 to 6 laps or so. He's worked his way down to under a second back from Bradford. We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. Tell you what, we'll watch the battle box here as it all unfolds. We'll watch this battle continue. See if Hayes Booth can't get up there and take away that 2nd spot from Bradford. We'll watch it all unfold here right before your eyes here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And as that gap closes to Bradford, caution flag flies. We'll double check. And looks like that is going to be a stage-ending caution here, bringing the field to a crawl. No incidents. Looks like we're just going to clean up a little bit of debris and get things set and ready to go, fire off for our final stage here tonight. The championship race. It's the Mug Root Beer Championship night, the Arizona 156, live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Caution flag flies for the end of stage number 2. Field will catch up with the pace car. Everybody going to come down to pit road, get 4 fresh tires and fuel. We'll get this thing set and fired off, ready to go once again. So we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, pay a few bills. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Johnny with Little Tate's Cupcakes. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's race on the Turn 3 Network. Little Tate's Cupcakes is a bakery based out of Owensboro, Kentucky. We specialize in cookies, cakesicles, cakes, and cupcakes for every occasion. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for more of our work and for daily specials. Go number 5.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Backtrack side Ford Mustang pace car lights are off. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing. The 18 of Chris Mathis won the race off of pit road. 46 of David Bradford will line up just to his outside. Hayes Booth, second car inside lane. Second car outside lane is the 5 of Mark Truxell. Pace car ready to make that left-hand turn. There it goes. We're set to go back. Green flag racing. The 18 of Mathis coming off of 3. Hits the loud pedal and green flag flies here at ISM Raceway. Once again, Mathis with a great start. Bradford gonna take that second spot without any issues. Here comes that 2 of Hayes Booth. He's got Mark Truxell just to his outside. Oh, here comes Scott Warren to the inside. Warren looking to take a slot away from Truxell. Top 3 all nose to tail. Mathis, Bradford, and Booth. Down the front stretch into turn number 3. Mathis still has a 1-car advantage. Bradford with a 1-car advantage over Booth. Rest of the field still battling with each other. We've got a battle back here. Here's a side-by-side battle between the 33 of Brian Maskill Jr. and the 80 of Brian Littleton. Those are Dirty Air Racing teammates battling side-by-side just in front of that 40 of Jeff Napier. Jason Spear right there in the 83 just behind them as well. Still battling at the front, though, is Chris Mathis, David Bradford, and Hayes Booth. That battle hasn't went anywhere just yet. We'll take a look back up at the front once again as Bradford now heating up that gearbox of the 18 of Mathis. Now Bradford looking to turn under off of corner exit. Not going to be able to do it. Oh, big time trouble back in the back. Jeff Napier hard into the inside wall. There you see Napier loose off of turn number 3. We'll look at it again. Loose off of turn number 3 into the inside wall. Everybody snakes and makes their way around. One driver involved in our latest caution. Big time hit there by that 40 of Jeff Napier. Field finds themselves under caution once again here on lap 111 out of the 156 scheduled in the official race distance. We've got right around the 45-ish laps or so left here tonight in the championship race here for Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. This is season number 2. This is the Mug Root Beer Championship night. Entire field coming down pit road. No! Looks like Hayes Booth gonna stay out on track. He's seen what Mark Truxell did with much older tires. And we'll see if we'll see how good Hayes Booth is at managing some older tires. As we find ourselves under caution, why not break out one of our new Turn 3 drone cams here for the Mug Root Beer Championship night, the Arizona 156 here in Superior Class Auto Racing presented by Mug Root Beer. If you like some of the camera shots, car shots you've seen here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, just head on down in the description. Click the link right there to the track cams. And I promise you, Esteban's got something that you're going to love, something you're going to like. Big shout out to Esteban for all the great work that he does behind the scenes. Camera provider here for the Turn 3 Racing Network. So, as I've already said, if you like any of the camera shots, angles from the track and or car, head on over there by clicking the link in the description. Esteban will hook you on up. All the drivers off of pit road, and it looks like The tire discrepancy not gonna be too horrible up there at the front of the field. Looks like just a handful of laps, maybe somewhere right in I don't know, about 3-4 lap difference, somewhere in that range. A drone operator having a little bit of fun spinning around the field, giving us some great action shots out there. Man, I tell you what, it has been an absolutely great night here at ISM Raceway. They have put on a fine race at a beautiful facility. This track has been revamped 2 or 3 different times over the years, and I'm quite a fan of this layout, just as long as I don't have to be the one driving it. I don't mind watching the racing here at ISM Raceway. I don't mind witnessing it, whether it's on TV or right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. I don't care to be in the car because I can't drive this track. I end up in the outside wall way more than I should. As you see, actually the 2 of Hayes Booth with a little bit of damage right around that right front tire. We'll have to keep our eye on that as this race unfolds, because we are knocking on the door of just 41 laps remaining when we go back. Green flag racing this time by. Pace car lights are off. That Ford Mustang pace car will get ready to make that left-hand turn. Once we get into turn number 3, it'll get ready to make that left-hand turn, and we'll get set to fire things back off. Your race leader, Hayes Booth, chooses the inside. Chris Mathis has the outside. Pace car down and away. Field coming out of turn number 3 to the restart box, and on the gas. Green flag flies here at ISM Raceway. Hayes Booth with a great start. Gets the jump over Mathis. Mathis still hanging tough right there on his right rear quarter panel. Booth gonna wash up the track a little bit. That's gonna push Mathis all the way to the wall. Crossover by Mathis, not gonna be there into turn 3. Looking to the inside, not gonna be there for the spot just yet. Booth still hanging on to the race lead. Off of turn number 3, the field fans out. Hayes Booth doing a fantastic job on those older tires. Granted, they're only about 3 laps older than the guys around him, but nonetheless doing a great job at holding back that fast 18 of Chris Mathis. Mathis now side by side has the advantage into turn number 3. He's going to make that pass fairly easily. Half of a car, race length for Chris Mathis as he crosses the line. Now he looks to set sail and put his 18 machine back up front where it has been all night long. The 17 of Scott Warren now looking to go to the inside. He's going to take that spot away from Hayes Booth as Booth now begins to fall through the field. David Bradford right there. Brian Littleton in tow as well. A little bit further through the field, we've got a battle going on here with Brian Mescal Jr., Mark Truxell, Jeff Napier. I'm sorry, that's actually Mickey Spear, I believe, right there with Brian Mescal Jr. No, strike that. That is actually the 86 of Colt Ansley. Jason Spear in the 83 just in front of that. 5 of Mark Truxell. Brian Mescal Jr. trying to go up there and run down Truxell if he can. He's got Colt Ansley right behind him. Mikey Yellow Jr., he's waiting in the wings. Thomas McMullen, he's not that far off. We've got your top 10 all within about 1 second of your race leader. And just like that, man, I said your top 10 about 1 second to your race leader, and just like that, he starts to click off some laps. Those last 2 laps were almost 0.3 of a second faster than anybody else on track, and that gap is now opening up substantially. The 18 of Chris Mathis beginning to stretch his lead over Scott Warren. That lead now growing to almost a 1 second gap. Warren, he's got about a 1 second gap back to Hayes Booth. And now look at this battle between your top 2 championship contenders. David Bradford, he's running in the 4th spot. He's got Brian Littleton right there behind him running in 5th. And these were your 2 top drivers in the point standings coming into tonight's race. Brian Littleton coming into tonight's race enjoying a 17-point advantage over David Bradford, and right now running as they are, Brian Littleton would walk away with season number 2 championship, as Bradford only going to gain a point on him, finishing just right in front of him. So Bradford's going to have to go up there and try to get 3 more positions and hope that something happens to that 80. Hope something breaks in well, you never want to wish the bad luck in somebody out of the race, but he's going to need Littleton to break something and be on pit road. Looking down through timing and scoring in, it looks like we've got another battle with big-time points implications right here. Mark Truxell, he's got Colt Ansley right behind him. Just in front of them, they've got Jason Spear. And, man, I tell you what, as it runs right now, I believe Truxell would secure that third spot in the point standings. He's got a little bit of ground to try to make up to get up there and take that second spot away from David Bradford. About 9 points separate Bradford from Truxell, so Truxell going to have to win the race to leapfrog Bradford in the points. But Truxell doing exactly what he needs to do here to secure that third spot in the point standings, and that's a run in front of that 86 of Colt Ansley. Ansley right now running in the 8th position, Truxell in the 7th. And, oh my goodness, what has happened to Brian Mescal Jr.? He has fallen well off of pace. Trying to look at the right side of the car. The right side of the car looks nice and clean, so I don't think there's any trouble there. Just off the pace there for quite a number of laps. And he has dropped from running right around the 7th position all the way back to 12th. And meanwhile, back at the front of the field, the 18 of Chris Mathis continues to stretch that lead. Lead bouncing somewhere right around the 1 second to 1.2 seconds, depending on who runs the faster lap when. Scott Warren right there, he's got his 17 dialed in, and man, he has come up through the field on 2 or 3 different occasions, and he finds himself running in a great spot to walk away with a great finish here tonight. In the 2nd position, Hayes Booth right there in 3rd, David Bradford 4th, Brian Littleton still in 5th. We say Littleton still in 5th, but man, look at here. He is right there on Bradford's rear deck lid, and he has got Jason Spear, Colt Ansley, Mark Truxell all right there as well. And with Colt Ansley making the pass on Mark Truxell, moving himself into the 7th position, that's going to bring that points battle very close between Truxell and Ansley. They came into tonight's race only 3 points separating them, in the point standings. So Ansley's going to have to not just finish in front, but he may end up needing to pass another car to try to give himself enough points to leapfrog Truxell in the point standings. So we've got the battle right now on track between the top two points leaders. And then we've got third and fourth battling on track as well with each other. Cole Ansley, Mark Truxell battling for 7th and 8th. David Bradford, Brian Littleton, your points leaders, battling for the 4th and 5th spot on track. Whoa, big time moment there. I believe Hayes Booth wiggling off of the corner there. Big time wiggle for Hayes Booth. Oh, and Bradford goes up the track a little bit there in turn number 3. That opens the door for the 80 of Brian Littleton. Here comes Littleton with help from Spear. Now looking to the inside. Not going to force the issue, I should say. Not going to make the attempt on the pass. Not going to force any issue here and ruin a pretty good day for that 80 of Brian Littleton. Still heating up that 46 of David Bradford. And I think Littleton, he's starting to get a little impatient. He's wanting to just go ahead and pass Bradford. That way he can say, well, you know, this points system, I won the championship, and if we had a win off of the old style of reset the points for the last race, well, I finished in front of you, and I would have beat you that way too. So the championship outright mine. And you got to wonder if that's somewhat of the mentality going through the head right now of that 80 of Brian Littleton, or if he's just still being cool, calm, and collective and just trying to bring this thing home after making all the laps. Your race leader, Chris Mathis, now enjoying a 2.2 second race lead over Scott Warren. Warren just about a second or so in front of David Bradford. There you see Bradford coming off of turn number 3, trying to chase down that 17 of Warren. Or sorry, that's actually the 2 of Hayes Booth. Just off in front of Hayes Booth is Scott Warren. About 3 seconds in front of Hayes Booth actually is where you'll find your second place runner, Scott Warren. And it looks like now this battle's starting to dissipate just a little bit between Bradford, Littleton, and Spear. We'll continue to keep our eye on this battle as it unfolds. We'll check in with your race leader, and there you see him. Nobody around, enjoying a 2.3 second race lead over Scott Warren. Warren's got his 17 machine, man. I tell you what, it is dialed up, dialed in, and looking pretty sporty out there. He's got himself about a somewhere right around a 3.5, almost 4 second race lead over the driver in the third position right there. There you see him. Oh, Hayes Booth sideways coming off of turn number 1 through the dogleg there. Oh my goodness. Battle heating up now. Littleton looking to the inside of Bradford. 80 to the bottom on the front stretch. He's got help from Spear. Can he make the pass into turn 1? Looks like he's going to clear on entry. Does he have enough to keep it wound up? Bradford goes up the track. Give the spot to the 80, as now Bradford has to deal with Jason Spear now trying to dig on the bottom, get his 83 around that 46. Gonna do it, slide up in front of that 46, and Bradford was all on the gas and sideways coming off of turn number 3, trying to keep that spot as he's watching his championship hopes slip away. Not just with that 80 of Brian Littleton getting by, but the 83 coming by as well, and that puts him 2 spots back and now behind his competition So look for Bradford to try to cool the tires as best as he can and try to make one more final run back up there and try to see if he can't do something with Brian Littleton and possibly your race leaders. And ladies and gentlemen, let's keep in mind, we haven't really seen a lot of caution flags here. We haven't really seen a ton of the yellows. We haven't seen a ton of the cautions breed cautions. If we get a late race caution at this point in time, with all these drivers having 20 or so laps on their tires, who's going to gamble? Will you get one of these drivers that haven't visited victory lane here tonight, this season? Will you get one of them here tonight, maybe gambling and trying to stay out, trying to see if they can make the tires last and work for them the way that Mark Truxell did a handful of restarts ago? As we watch Truxell try to close in on that 86 of Colt Ansley. Ansley closing in on Bradford, now making the passes. Bradford is falling through the field like a rock. Ansley finally able to make that pass on Bradford. Bradford is going the wrong way, heading backwards now. The 5 of Mark Truxell looking to find a way by. Not able to do it just yet. Truxell, he's got to make the pass to try to keep his hopes alive in keeping that third spot in the championship standings, because him and Colt Ansley, they were only 3 points separation for those two drivers coming into tonight's race. So Truxell, he's going to have to finish right behind Colt Ansley in order to try to salvage his championship. Oh my goodness, sideways is Colt Ansley off of 3. How he saved it, I will never know. That's going to put the 46 of Bradford back around him. Also the 5 of Mark Truxell, he's going to come through. That's going to put Bradford back into the 6th spot. Truxell will reclaim the 7th position. Now Ansley, he's got his hands full. He's going to have to go up there and try to pass both of those cars one more time on some tires that aren't very happy. Oh, and Bradford, he gets sideways. Oh, my goodness. David Bradford sideways off of 3, almost into that inside wall. Ansley's going to enjoy picking up the pieces on that one. He's going to slide himself back into the 7th position, and right there battling with that 5 of Mark Truxell. And I tell you what, we're going to keep the camera on this battle right here. Not much of a battle up at the front of the field as Chris Mathis continues to lead Scott Warren. Warren leading Hayes Booth. Littleton, he's slowly trying to close in on Hayes Booth and take that 3rd spot away. But, man, I tell you what, the battle for the moment was between Mark Truxell and Colt Ansley. That battle seems to have gone away. So I tell you what, let's go up front. Let's see if we can't watch this battle unfold, as Hayes Booth has got Brian Littleton to deal with, and Littleton has got Mickey Spear, or I apologize, has got Jason Spear right there all over him. 71 of Alan Dufresne's 4th car in line is down 1 lap right now. Alan Dufresne being shown as the first car down 1 lap in that lucky dog position. We've still got 13 drivers on the lead lap here for the Mug Root Beer Championship night. It's the season finale, the championship race. 6 laps remaining here in season number 2 for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. And my goodness, Hayes Booth sideways. Now Brian Littleton sideways. Oh my goodness, these drivers battling just to hang on to the cars right now. We've seen 3, 4, 5 of these drivers absolutely sideways out of turn number 2, out of turn number 4. There you see once again Hayes Booth getting a little snappy loose coming off of turn number 3. He's going to keep the spot and keep headed in the right direction. But turn number 2, it has been pretty treacherous for these drivers out here tonight. Littleton with a good recovery. He finds himself still inside the top 5. Your top 3 runners right now, Chris Mathis, Scott Warren, and Hayes Booth. They have, I don't want to say set sail, because Hayes Booth's still right here with Jason Spear and Brian Littleton. So Booth not necessarily skating away from the field, but Mathis and Warren, they are they're in another time zone, buddy. I tell you that much. Mathis enjoying a 3.6 second race lead, another 6 seconds back from Scott Warren to reach Hayes Booth. So these drivers at the front of the field not messing around one bit. And after that big time slide, you gotta wonder what's going through that 80 of Brian Littleton's mind. 2 laps now remaining. Popsicle sticks in the air for this man right here. Driver on screen. The driver of the 18 Ford Mustang, Chris Mathis, brings it around turn number 3 for almost the final time. Next to last time. Gonna come across the stripe. White flag flies here at ISM Raceway. Chris Mathis down into turn 1 and 2 for the final time tonight. Out of turn number 2, cleanly down through the dog leg. No obstacles in front. Nobody behind. Mathis gonna carry it through turn 3. Come off the corner, down through the front stretch. Checkered flag for your race winner, the 18 of Chris Mathis, getting the job done here tonight. Scott Warren gonna walk away in second. Hayes Booth crossing the line in third. So that will round out your podium for tonight here in Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer in the Arizona 156. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all your post-race driver interviews. Back at the track after a great race once again here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer, did not disappoint here tonight in the Mug Root Beer Championship night. My goodness, what a race it was. And I tell you what, we've had a moment and an opportunity to catch up with the driver finishing in that second position. Driver of that 17 machine, Scott Warren. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Dave, I got you loud and clear, sir. How was your evening?
Pretty good. Maybe not quite as good as yours, walking away with the podium, but man, I had a great view of some great racing, so I'm not going to complain.
Well, you strap yourself into the cockpit in this series, and man, it's a lot of fun. I really, again, and I said it last time I was up in the booth here with you after a race. It's a lot of fun running with guys that give and take and communicate. And the discipline that Chris showed tonight to maintain his line, he just didn't make a single mistake. So there was just no opportunity for me or obviously for anybody else to take advantage. And he's injured. He's got some kind of a brake foot issue, which I didn't know until after the race. But that's inside information. It was a fun, good way to start the week.
Indeed, it was. I mean, it was a great way to start the week, a great way to end the season here. And for you, Scott, I don't really know what your plans are. I don't know if you've explored the options of season number 3 or the ARCA series that Superior Class Auto Racing is getting ready to put on. But I myself have enjoyed watching you out here on the track and look forward to seeing you a little bit more. And with all that being said, man, it's been a pleasure to watch you over a handful of races. It's been a great pleasure to talk to you after the few of those races. And congratulations on yet another great finishing, walking away in second here tonight. Before I let you go, though, Scott, would you like to allude on some of maybe next season's ideas or where you're going, where you're heading, and maybe give some shout-outs, love yous, thank yous?
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's been a blast. The guys here have been very welcoming, and it's just I feel like I've found a home. So with Cup turning to Sunday nights for season 3, I've actually been able to move things around for now. For once, COVID is working in my favor, and which it isn't doing for basically anybody else. And I can come out Sunday nights. So I guess that's an announcement. I haven't even had a chance to tell Jeff or Bobby that. So here we are. I'll be able to at least start the season, um, season 3, starting Sundays, and we'll bring the. It's probably going to be the 076. I know I've got the 17 paint on there, but that's spoken for. I'll be bringing the 076. This is War Ford Mustang to the Scar Series every Sunday night right here on Turn 3, and appreciate it, man. It's a lot of fun.
All right, my man. Well, enjoy yourself, and we'll catch up with you a little later on in the year.
10-4, shout outs to the admins. Shout outs to my amazing family, Carrie, Landon, and Bennett, and everybody else watching out there on Turn 3, man. This is a place to be.
All right, there you have it. Some few final words with the driver finishing in the second position here tonight. And let's see if I tell you what, we're trying to work out the communication ends with the driver finishing in third out here tonight. And let's see if we can't get in a quick word or two. Let's see if we can't dial in the driver of that 2 Machine Hayes booth. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man. Great race, great finish. You had some good laps up at the front. Unfortunately, just not quite able to get up there to that race win.
Yeah, kind of disappointing. I was really hoping to be able to end the season off on a high note, but congrats to Chris. He was unstoppable in this race. He was really fast. We led a few laps, I'd say around the middle of the race, but definitely had a top 3 car, so happy to get a podium in this race.
Well, man, it's been a long season. It's been a trying season. You walk away with some great points tonight. I think you may have gained a little bit on the competitors just in front of you. Not quite sure how it's all going to shake out, but nonetheless, Hayes, great job all season long. It's been a pleasure watching you all season long, and congratulations with another great finish here tonight. Walking away in the third position. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank David, all the admins for putting this awesome league together. It's been so much fun running this season. Want to thank you guys over at Turn 3 for broadcasting these races every week. And just, iRacing as a whole, this is such a great community that we have, and the fact that, we're all able to even do this in the first place is really awesome. So, yeah, looking forward to next season. Hopefully we can do better then.
All right, there you have it. Some few final parting words on the night and the season for the driver of the two, finishing in that third position here tonight. That was Hayes Booth. Now let's see if we can't get in a word or two with your race winner, dominant car out there tonight for Chris Mathis. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, bud.
Man, you just whooped up on him tonight, didn't you?
That's what it looked like. I'm not gonna lie. I drove as hard as I could every lap. I'm sweating. Whew.
Now a driver alluded to you got a brake foot issue.
Man, my foot was my brake foot was aggravating the heck out of me the last 50 laps. That's what Scott was telling me. He's, I wish I'd known that. No secrets no more.
Well, Chris, man, I know you didn't come into tonight's race with a chance at the championship. The way that things looked at the end of last year for you. Are you looking to take on season 3 any differently? Is anything gonna change out of that 18, or are you just gonna still continue to just do what you do?
I'm gonna keep on doing what I do. This season, starting off, I got in trouble at Daytona and had to sit out a race. And the way the points were, I was fighting a losing battle at that point. So I mean, I just showed up and tried to race every race just to win the race. So that's really all I could do. But next season, just going to try to finish some races, not let my mouth get me in trouble.
Yeah, sometimes we can bite off more than we can chew, and sometimes we take the bite and then have to pay for it later, and it ends up tasting bad for a while. But you know, it is what it is. You know, things like that happen and take place. But Chris, it's been a pleasure watching you all season long, not just tonight in the dominant performance here at ISM Raceway, but all season long. You've put on a great show and great races week in and week out, so congratulations on a great season as well. Before we let you go, though, and celebrate your race win, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I want to congratulate Brian on the championship. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting all season long, and Bobby, David, and everybody who helps put this stuff together. I mean, I enjoy it. I wouldn't pick another group of guys to race with.
All right, my man. Well, once again, congratulations on the race win, and we'll look forward to talking to you here in the next coming weeks.
All right, man. Y'all be careful.
All right, there you have it. Race winner of the Arizona 156 here tonight at ISM Raceway. And now, man of the hour, the Mug Root Beer Championship night. Season finale done and over with. And your new season number 2 champion, the 80 of Brian Littleton. Man, oh man, I tell you what, you had a bit of a moment there, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a few actually, to be honest with you. Just kind of ran out of talent, I guess. I don't know.
Well, buddy,
we come home where we needed to.
Buddy, don't be scaring your fans, friends, and family out there by running out of talent like that too much more.
Right.
Well, man, you walked into tonight's race with a 17-point advantage. With the points set up the way they are, you pretty much had I don't want to necessarily say an easy ride to the championship, but you pretty much just had to make all the laps. So what was the actual strategy? At any point in time, did the strategy change tonight? Because you were kind of back towards the back, and then we seen you up there mixing it up at the front. So was there a point in time that maybe you just said, forget the strategy, I'm going for it?
I think in the beginning I was just trying to survive, and then the more positions I started picking off, the better I was feeling about it. I think coming into this race real confident in how I was going to do here. I knew the points was kind of borderline, I thought, but then I was told at some point that I had it pretty well clinched. So normally I just kind of just let the car do its thing and wind up where we wind up. But I think at some point I started turning it up just a little bit, I think, just to see what I could do. Didn't quite make it, but we'll take a P5 out of it.
Well, my man, another interesting little aspect here about your season. You never visited Victory Lane this year, but yet somehow you managed to walk away with the championship. How did you even do that? I mean, who does that?
You know, I was just talking to one of my teammates about that. The only thing I can attest to that is just consistency. I try to be as consistent as I can. I think if you look back through the stats, I had a lot of top 5s and a lot of top 10s. Not so much in the beginning of the season, but you know, after a few races, kind of get my feet set, and we started banging out some good runs. And that's the main thing: just run consistent, do what you can, and hope for the best, I guess.
Well, man, you did a fine job all season long. It's been a pleasure calling the races and watching you down there on track, watching you come up through the field. You scared the bejesus out of me here tonight with that big slide, but you were able to correct it, get it going in the right direction, finish tonight's race, and finish out the season with the championship. So we won't keep you much longer. I know Mama's back there ready to celebrate. So before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, we're going to thank Hennings.com, HenningsTrains.com for letting me put this on the side of the car. Just look them up for all your model railroading needs. Man, those guys are great down there. They'll hook you up. Definitely going to thank the team, Roy and Justin and Brian and everybody helping me out when they can. Thanking you for what you're doing up in the booth. Absolutely love listening to your broadcasts, usually the next day at work. So looking forward to that tomorrow. Hats off to the guys that put these races on, these admins. They do a lot of work goes into these things. People that don't do it don't understand how much you got into them, but a lot of work goes into it. So thanks to them. Thanks to David and everybody else, you know, Colt, Mark, all those guys up front, putting on a good show for us. It's fun racing with those guys. Hoping we can do it again sometime soon.
All right, my man. Well, congratulations once again. Go enjoy that championship.
Yeah, will do, man. Thanks.
All right, well, there you have it. Some final words from your season number 2 champion, Brian Littleton, taking the 80 as a newcomer all the way to the big important show. That's the championship race here tonight, and then walking away, getting the job done with the championship. So hats off, great run all season long for him and his entire crew, all the guys back at Dirty Air Racing. He's thanking each and every one of them. So big time team movement for Dirty Air Racing, and well, it paid off at the end of everything. And looks like the producers have clicked the buttons on me, so that means only one more thing to do here tonight. Let's go through your unofficial race results for tonight's Arizona 156, the Mug Root Beer Championship night. Walking away with the race win, the 18 of Chris Mathis. Scott Warren gonna slide home in second. Third will go to Hayes Booth. Jason Spear gonna come home in fourth. Fifth place will go to O'Brien Littleton. Mark Truxell gonna come home in sixth. Seventh will go to Colt Ansley. Mikey Yellow Jr. in 74 gonna walk away with eighth. Ninth will be David Bradford. 10th place to Thomas McMullen. Fred Strawwich, the third in the 27 machine, gonna walk away in 11th. 12th to Mickey Spear. Jeff Napier gonna come home in 13th. 14th will go to Alan Dufries. Brian Mescal Jr. walking away in 15th. Will Jones in 16th. The 51 in 17th, and Bobby Hamilton Jr. rounding out the field in the 18th position. Want to give a big, huge shout out to your season number 2 champion, the 80 of Brian Little. Littleton getting the job done all season long, not visiting victory lane in a single race, but consistency pays off and brings him the big prize at the end of the season. Heck of a job. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing you all of the racing action all season long here for Superior Class Auto Racing, presented by Mug Root Beer. Want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors and associates here with Superior Class Auto Racing. Big shout out to Mug Root Beer, 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, as well as Whoppers, Red Dot Storage, Cameron Hagman Photography, First Horizon, Little Tate's Cupcakes. I believe that may about round it out. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry about that. Do apologize. And, well, just like that, that's it. That's all. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, remember, stay safe, stay loved. And if you haven't already, go ahead and shoot these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave, and the Cage, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we do appreciate each and every time you join us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay loved. We'll see you then.